If you're anything like me, you used to love Albert's content back in the day. And if you're anything like me, again, you used to love Albert's era when he had bleached hair. Now, this video might seem kinda silly, but if you think about it, in a timeline, you might recall the 2016 times at first, where Albert used to upload on Albert stuff, for him to eventually switch to Flamingo. And well, you might also remember when he started his Flamingo channel, he didn't really jump into facecam content right off the bat. And honestly, he stayed faceless on his Flamingo channel for quite a while, like a pretty long time. So long, in fact, that it actually takes pretty long to scroll down and actually find his first ever facecam video. Or the fact that some of his most famous videos were actually like in the 2018 to early 2019 era where Albert was just recording faceless. But anyways, if we go further down the timeline, we find what we're looking at today. And that is in fact a small time window in Albert's huge YouTube career, which actually didn't even last more than 6 months, but was, in my opinion, and still is, one of the most iconic versions of him, and that is Albert as of middle of 2019 up to late 2019, where he had his hair bleached. So today we're going over why it's likely so forgotten and why barely anybody ever really recalls it. So, fun fact, you might remember that he had his hair bleached at one point, but basically the first ever sighting of Facecam Albert on his Flamingo channel was him with bleached hair. So, on the 8th of June, Flamingo uploaded the video in where he face revealed, showing him kinda acting nervous at first, then showing himself with bleached hair, and also showing his ex-girlfriend, like now ex-girlfriend, basically also making a small Q&A out of this video, but mostly just like goofing around. And again, importantly, his first ever appearance was actually with bleached hair immediately. So starting from now on, this is where the 6-month period began in where his hair remained white. Also, yes, this is him after not showing his face for like 3 years. And I guess it's also worth noting that he did get a bit smaller and leaner due to him probably getting off of whatever steroids he was using in college, where he got big as hell. But overall, it's still Albert, and now what's worth noting that actually happened around the bleached hair time. I mean, this was definitely not the peak of his career, right? That was like in the 2020 times up to like 2023 when he finally, you know, stopped his like daily upload streak. But I mean, to be fair, that's also probably the reason this small period where he had bleached hair got like kind of lost in time, because, you know, nothing notable happened there, right? And I mean, if you were saying that, you wouldn't be wrong. But in my eyes, this small period where he had bleached hair really acted as more like a stepping stone and like a testing pool for his start of 2020, where things really began to explode. I mean, not that he wasn't exploding beforehand either. I mean, around the time when he face revealed on his Flamingo channel and started the small time window of his bleached hair, he did have like 3 million subscribers as of the June to November 2019. And also now, mind you, before 2019 and after 2019, and of course inside 2019, this man was uploading like a maniac, once, sometimes even twice a day. So some videos were of course almost destined to blow up and get on his popular front page, and some of the most recognizable ones where he had bleached hair actually, and the videos that got really popular with bleached hair actually, were things like, quote, "I made Roblox noobs rich for being servants," or "sleeping over at a Roblox Smiles family house," or, at last example, "using Roblox admin to take over their lives." Now, these 3 videos are very popular, and just by the thumbnail, if you know Flamingo, you most likely know these videos. And also, I don't know if you recall, but Albert used to have this funny blonde guy in his thumbnails, which he later on in a video reacting to something, Albert actually said that he felt pressure to use this guy in the thumbnails due to how everyone at that time apparently made their real life selves into Roblox characters and used them in their thumbnails as Roblox characters. Also, that's just, you know, that was kind of random, but honestly, I cannot recall a single time of the blonde guy skin being actually used inside one of his videos, so it's probably all just a thumbnail prop. But with that one, you know, I'm just purely going off of memory here. So yeah, there's not a lot more to say to this period, except that, you know, well, his hair was like bleached in a pretty weird way in the spectrum of how hard you can bleach your hair. So like, for example, he went for the more silver, like platinum style look, which is one where you like in the spectrum have to bleach it like pretty rough to achieve this color, due to it being like pretty much last on like the spectrum of how hard you can bleach your hair. I'm not really sure about this, and this is all just a theory, but I can pretty well imagine that his ex-girlfriend Kirsten, or however you pronounce her name, might have most likely influenced him to like dye his hair, due to him and her pretty much having the same like bleached hair color at that period of time. But that's just a theory. And well, whatever. In November 9th, 2019, so literally only like 6 months later, did he upload a video that was titled "I dyed my hair," but it should have been titled "I dyed my hair again." And in this video, we get to see the Albert, which like has like pretty dark, most likely bleached hair. And well, I don't know how to explain this, so just look it up yourself. This hair color is like pretty weird. He says he's kind of disappointed in the hair color as well in the video. Yep, that is pretty much the peak of Albert's channel, when, you know, the channel really began to like blow up in the COVID times. And yeah, also like this is the probably the last thing I'm gonna say here because it's on the script. Albert in I think the 2023 or the 2024 Q&A video once said that he would never go back to bleaching his hair due to like how unhealthy it really is for your scalp and your hair health. And with that pretty much out of the way, there's not much more to say about him and his hair periods, bleached hair periods. And you know what, if you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you haven't enjoyed this video, then how about you don't subscribe?